Viewer beware, you're in for spoilers if you continue this scare.
Hey everybody, it's Bumps of the Night. I just casually walked on the screen here, and I'm here to talk to you about the third episode of the new Goosebumps series, The Cuckoo Clock of Doom. This episode. Coming off the rip, I was expecting this episode to be about time travel. I thought this episode would essentially take the kids back and show them what happened to Harold by using the clock, like in the original book and the show. However, I'm not mad about it per se. What did actually happen was the show opened up and it kind of backtracked and went back to the Halloween party. At least that's what I remember most about it. It's back to the first episode where they were at the Biddle house. This time it's back to when the power was out, when Isaiah went down to the basement and got the camera. While Isaiah's in the basement, James ends up falling down and hitting his head on the back of a cuckoo clock. And essentially, the cuckoo pops out after he hits his head. Then the Halloween party takes place, and essentially, James tries to leave after he strikes out with the guy he likes. Yes, he's gay, if you didn't know, which that's fine. So James strikes out with the guy he likes, and he leaves the party. But when he leaves, there's like this barrier. Every time James tries to leave the party, he's hit by this barrier. And you see it almost looks like a part of him leaves, and then gets bounced back to where he had the cuckoo clock of doom. This happens time and time again, and I was like, oh god, we're going to have a Groundhog Day episode where every single part of this episode is just leaving the party. As he leaves the party, he learns from his past mistakes, and he starts using what he learns to hook up with the jock he likes, what soccer team he enjoys, that kind of stuff. He uses it to his advantage and gets in good with this guy he has a crush on. And then before he leaves the party, he actually stops the clock. Like, he opens the cuckoo and he just like unhinges a gear, which lets him leave the party. He's no longer trapped in the continuum. Then we have the next morning, where essentially he wakes up, he goes to make Pop-Tarts, and he's attacked by like 10, 12 different versions of himself. Essentially, every time he tried to leave the party, he made a duplicate of himself, a ripple in time. So if you think back now to the second episode, where essentially Isabel was shooting pool with him at the end of it, and the pool ball like slammed him in the chest, and he exploded into goo, that was a duplicate or a replica. So these duplicate James take him and throw him in a pit somewhere. They go off and resume his life. And they start just kind of being the gossipy bitch he can be, and saying mean things and spreading rumors and just causing drama. The bad guy, pretty much, which is ironic because during this entire montage, we have Bad Guy by Billie Eilish playing in the background. So James goes and causes all this bullshit. He's being mean to Margot and Isaiah, spreading rumors that they're together, which they're closer now, but not together. James even goes and tells Isaiah's girlfriend that, hey, they're like dating, so get over it. Anyway, so now she's all paranoid. Then they go and confront James in the parking lot, and Isabel comes up behind him and whacks him in the back of the head with a bat. Ooh, and he pops. We saw that in the trailer. That was a duplicate James. Then she explains to them that this is not the real James, or there might be multiple James out there. Meanwhile, while they're dealing with the whole James clone thing, Mr. Brett's acting really weird because he's been possessed last episode by Harold, so he's kind of got these weird body motions, and his mannerisms are weird, and essentially he's letting on to people that he's not himself, but he's doing it in only a way that he knows, so all the characters are just like, he's doing it on purpose. He's playing a game. He's weird. I think that tracks back to his character, and that's probably half the reason he died, is because of how he is. So, Isabel, Margot, and Isaiah follow the duplicate James to this mine, where the real James is, where they then are ambushed by bushels and packs of fake James. So, after a bunch of chase scenes, they end up getting Isaiah and throwing him in the same hole with James. They kind of have a heart-to-heart argument, and then the girls rescue them. So now the four of them are running off, and it ends up coming down to a fight scene between Isaiah and James beating up all the duplicates. So after they pop all the duplicates, they go home and they think they're good, but then we find out they didn't get them all, because at the end of the episode, it flashes back to Mr. Brett's house, the Biddle house, and essentially one of the James comes down with a suitcase big enough to hold a dummy. I guarantee that's Slappy's case. And then he opens it and freaks out because it's empty, and so he ends up popping the last duplicate James with an item in his basement. He just throws it at him, it splats over the wall, and the episode ends. It wasn't bad. Definitely different than I was expecting. There was a time loop, hence the cuckoo clock, but the cuckoo clock itself was not like the premise of the episode. It was just what caused things to happen. Messing with the clock didn't fix it. It literally was a plot device. It caused the clones to happen, and that was pretty much the end of it. I understand why it was named that, but it was definitely different than expected. Like the last two, I didn't think it was bad. It wasn't amazing. It didn't come out super strong. It didn't knock my socks off. But by all means, it doesn't mean it was bad. It was fine in my opinion. So, I don't know. I'd give it like a like a 6.5 or 7. These haven't been bad. Like I don't see why people hate on them so much because they're really not as bad as people are saying. I do think it's strange though when trying to watch these that if you go on Disney Plus, at least the day they dropped, episodes 3 and 4 were the only ones available, but you go on Hulu and that was fine. So yeah, I liked it. I didn't really have a lot of complaints with it. I see that they're building up that it's a slow burn to an overall larger plot. So you gotta have patience. Come on, guys. Body Squeezers was a 2-part book. Well, this is a 10-part series. So buck up, Buttercup. If you guys did enjoy it, let me know in the comments down below if you did. If you didn't, let me know why. That's all I got to say about it, guys. I look forward to a group review of this on an upcoming podcast I'm part of called Just Another Goosebumps Podcast. You'll be able to find the episodes here as well as on Season of the Glitch. That's the channel that we film it on. If you haven't done so already, maybe consider subscribing. I got at least 7 more of these reviews coming, although the rest of these reviews will be better spaced out because the episodes don't start again till October 20th. So can't really make any more content on it until then, but I'm going to go watch episode 4, Go Eat Worms. I don't have high expectations for this one. The book sucked. The episode originally sucked. Let's see what Disney does with it. Alright guys, that's it for me.